Well, I tried to challenge myself on this album, and I did not want to make it the same as my previous works. So I had been working a lot since my previous album. I had been producing other artists, and I had been doing electronic project. I had been doing movie scores, and I think all of these different things that I had been doing, they were able to affect how I make this album, and they got me interested in a lot of new things. Like it's a lot more electronic than my previous albums, and I introduced vocals with the help of my friend named Ólafur Arnalds, and he's singing on 4 songs, which didn't happen in any of my other albums. And I have the full orchestra, which is maybe something influenced by the soundtracks I was doing. So it was very deliberate to make it as different as I could. I mean, I was scared. Like we talked about, I grew up in punk music, you know, and when I was there, I would never imagine myself to be here. But being in the music business professionally for quite some time, you learn some things, and you learn that, you know, major label is not always evil. But I was still, you know, it was a risky thing. I'd been having a very successful relationship with my old label, which Erased Tapes Records, indie label. And we really contemplated whether it was a good idea to leave something which is nice, you know. If it works, why try to fix it? You know? But in the end, I think we found out, and what I have learned from all of this is that it doesn't matter the name of the company, and it doesn't matter whether it's major or indie. What matters is the people who work there. And if you work with people who love music, it's going to be a successful relationship. Of course, in some places, some countries maybe, because it's such a big label and you have people in each country, maybe some people don't really understand the music and then it doesn't work. But we've been lucky enough that most of the people here at Universal have been really into what I do, and they're music fans, first of all, so it works. I think writing songs for movies is kind of the equivalent of when you are doing a collaboration with another musician. Like the difference is that you have to answer to someone else. You know, you have to work with someone else on your ideas. So in movies, it's usually the director or the producer of the movie, sometimes the writer, and you have to, everything you do, you have to run by them, and they also have to like it. And which you know can sometimes be difficult, but in return, they also give you a lot of input. They tell you what they're inspired by, what their ideas are. And that can inspire you to do a lot of things that you wouldn't do before, especially because those people are not musicians. Their ideas can be really strange, you know. I remember I was working on my first movie, and it was called Another Happy Day, and the director came to my studio, and he didn't understand anything. I have these Pro Tools on my screens, and I have the piano tracks and the string tracks, and he looks at it and he doesn't understand anything what's going on, but he still goes like, oh, I wonder what happens if you put this and put it here. No, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you even suggest that? Just try it. And it was great, and it ended up being the kind of the pivotal sound of the soundtrack. So often getting ideas from, because he's still an artist, he's a director, he's just not a musician. So he has great ideas, he just doesn't know how to translate them into music. But he can let me translate it into music, and together we can create something. Yeah, a lot. I have a techno project called Kiasmos, and we released one EP last year, and are working on an album now. It's melodic techno so it's techno with strings and piano also. And then I do a lot of work as a producer, so I write pop songs for pop stars sometimes. So there, my name is not seen; I'm just behind the scenes. Yeah, and a few other things. I don't like doing the same thing all the time. I love what I do, but it's like if you stay at home for too long, you know. It's great to stay at home and watch TV, but if you do it non-stop for 2 months, you want to go out of the house and do something else. It's the same with me and my music. So when I'm not doing my music, I just do other music. Yeah, so I call classical music my job and pop music my hobby. You know?